Okay, here we are. Well, greetings, people of Earth, and welcome to the third floor. And we are in our week 6 already. It is week 6. Holy Christ. I mean, the season is flying. And like I said last week, thought we had some news. I let some shit play out. I usually go on Tuesday, but I said, I got to let this stuff play out and see what happens. And man, oh man, did the shit hit the fan on Monday. Jets are down a coach, got a coach. Aaron Rodgers pleads innocent. Saw him on McAfee. I saw the whole interview. Uh, Aaron Rodgers is everything I said he was, man. Just a top class act. He said he had nothing to do with it. He had nothing to do with it. He don't have that kind of stroke. He said he wishes he had that kind of stroke, which he doesn't. Anyway, before we get started, I just want to get that out of the way. Before we get started, we have to say another baseball legend, Louis Tiant. I like to play with the wiener. Uh, yeah, Louis Tiant has left us, man. Uh, Rest in peace, Louis. I remember him. I saw him. He was a phenom, man. He was literally one of a kind, and I think one of the best things that ever happened to him was getting out of Boston and coming to New York. Because once the New York media got a hold of him, they loved him. Louis Dion. I like to play with the wiener. That was his thing, man. Rest in peace, Louis Dion. Anyway, before we get going, if you're watching on Rumble, I'm live. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm live. I didn't give any heads up or anything like that. I just said, screw it, let's go live. So here we are. I'm live. Um, if you're here, like, follow, rant. Live chat is up, I believe. Yes, the live chat is up, and we're rolling. So we're going to get into our week 5 recap, see how we did, and then we're going to take a look into week 6 and hopefully do a little better than we have been doing in the past weeks. But we'll see where we go. We'll have our over unders as usual along with that, and also we're going to get into a little baseball talk. We're going to get into a little playoff talk. Congratulations to the Yankees. I did watch the end of the game. Well, I watched the whole game. I shouldn't say watch the end of the game. I watched the whole game, but I wanted to watch the whole game before I came on live. Anyway, yeah, congratulations to Stanton. Thank you, Stan. This guy is he's the truth. Man, let him break down all year long. As he does this in the playoffs, I'll take it. Now he's having a phenomenal playoff right now in just these 4 games. Judge, uh, the bat ain't awake. I mean, he had a double tonight, but he also drew two walks. So, all right, we'll get into all that later after we cover all the NFL stuff. So, like I said, if you're on Rumble, live chat's up. Drop in a live chat. Let me know where you're at, where you're from. If you're on YouTube watching, man, I guess if you chat in there, it comes up here. I don't know. We'll find out. But anyway, if you're here, come on, hang out with us and give it a shot. And we're gonna get into it right now. So, how did we do in week 5? Well, week 5, we had our first 500 week. We were 7-7. Um, we weren't punished by the hook or anything like that. We actually went 7-7 in the over and under too. So, I mean, it was just it was just one of those weeks. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, Jets going to London. I told you, don't panic, man. I said, don't panic. Bills fell apart later on that night, so you're right there with them. You're coming head to head with them on Monday night. I'm looking for the Jets to go in, man. This is it. You fire a coach week 5, come back week 6. You coming back from London, so you already had that stress of the flight and everything, going across the pond, coming back across the pond. You get that little breather from the long flight, and then all of a sudden the coach is gone. And you're like, whoa. So everybody takes a step back for that day. Everybody catches their breath. Business as usual the next day. Rogers is usually on, excuse me, Rogers is usually on McAfee on Tuesdays, and I always like to watch that. And I wanted to wait until I came on to do my weekly show for the NFL until I heard it right from Rogers' mouth, which was postponed to Wednesday, obviously, and for all good purposes. But I listened to the entire interview. It's out there. You can go on McAfee. I'm sure most of you watch McAfee anyway. Um, but that's an interesting that's an interesting week as they all all agreed. This is very unusual. This time of the season, man. I mean, it's not like it's never happened before. It has, but just kind of unusual in this circumstance. But like I've been saying all year long, especially even before week one, I was saying, look, Jets got something special in their backfield this year. They got Aaron Rodgers. Now, I go hang in the basement with Johnny and the boys. Mostly, Johnny and the boys. A lot of cool people hanging out there. A lot of people from down under hang out there, and you know, it's a cool little hanging spot. But he's a 4 decade Jet fan, and he he's what I call a ballistic fan. He's like me with the Yankees. Ballistic. Sometimes I shouldn't be around people when I'm watching a Yankee game. Like a game like last night was not a good night to be around me at all. But you know, even I've been telling him and saying to those cats in the basement, look, relax with the Jets, man. All the Jets got to do is keep pace. Now, this is your golden opportunity. Off to a rough start. Okay, but you played the Niners to open the year. I mean, wow. I mean, your fall apart game is Denver, just like the Bucks. That the fall apart game was Denver. But now Denver looks pretty stout. Maybe they were overlooked. Maybe we missed something with Denver. I'm not sure, but I know I did for 2 weeks in a row. You can't talk about a bad weather game. You can't talk about a bad weather game and say that would affect Rodgers in any way, because he's played in the worst weather there is, man. I mean, you're playing in Green Bay, you're playing in the frozen tundra. I mean, it don't get much more brutal than that. It really don't. Think about that. So, I've been to Giant Stadium many times in my life, and some foul weather shit. It's not pleasant by any stretch of the imagination, especially especially when there's a wind blowing. That place is just, I don't know. It's like typhoon season inside that place. When the wind is blowing and howling, especially off of that Hudson coming in. I mean, it gets brutal there. I'm not saying that, but it ain't fucking Green Bay, people. It's not fucking Green Bay. So, foul weather game, no, that has no effect on Rodgers. What you were seeing is a result of probably some really poor play selection, play calling, the defense not being able to seal the middle at all, you know, and usually when you can run it down their gut and then sprinkle in the pass, you're gonna eat any team alive. It doesn't matter. But that can happen on any given Sunday. We've all seen it 1,000 times. But anyway, the Jets coming back with all that going on. Um, I think the best thing that happened to the Jets is they're home. They're home this week. That's a Monday night game too, right? Yeah. Is it a Monday night game? That's a Monday night game. Yeah. So the Jets are home against Buffalo this Monday night. This is your chance. This is the Jets' opportunity, because you win this one, you don't have to worry about the Bills until I think it was week 14 or 15 even. So you're gonna have a long time, and I think you come back, you have your bye, and I think you play the Dolphins and then the Bills. I think that's how it works if I see the schedule right, but I could be wrong. But all I'm saying is this is the one you want. This game is the one you want. This game you have a lot to. Uh, you got a lot. You got a lot of. It's a lot on the line for the Jets this game. They got to prove that they're ready to put the coach firing behind them and move on with the season. I think it's a lot easier for me to sit here and say, "Hey, that's easy to do," but by no means is that easy to do. But when you have Aaron Rodgers as a team leader, it makes it a hell of a lot more easier than it really is. So hang with them Jets. Hang with the Jets. Don't worry about the Jets. Don't worry about the Jets. Don't worry about the Dolphins. You don't got to worry about the Patriots anymore. I mean, they're pretty much finished. They don't even know what they're doing. I mean, they just named a new starting quarterback this week, so they already gave up on their draft pick, not their draft pick, I forget his name, Biscuit or whatever his name is, Biscuit, whatever. So anyway, if you're just coming in and hanging out, welcome to the third floor. We appreciate you being here. Live chats up if you want. Drop some live chats in there. We're talking football week 5 recap, and we're getting ready to do some week 6 picks and talk a little baseball on a few. So if you're in here, say hello in the chat. Drop it in. Do what you got to do. So the Bucks. All right. Week 5, we won with Washington, who is just they're the story of the NFL as far as I'm concerned. Right now, I think Washington is the story of the NFL right now because they're mauling people. So we won with Washington, we won with the Bears, we won with the Texans, we won with the Ravens, we won with Denver, we won with the Pack again, and KC. I tell you, I got to take KC. You know how it's going to be. We lost with the Bucks, the Jets, the Pats, the Colts, the Niners, the Seahawks, and Pittsburgh. I don't know what happened to Pittsburgh, man, but holy cow, not good, not good. But like I said, we went 7-7 in week 5. But looking at week 6, I think we're going to do a lot better on week 6, and I'm going to tell you why. Because it's week 6. I'll tell you why. I don't like week 6. I hate week 6. Week 6 is way too confusing to me for so many reasons on the betting aspect of it. It just if I was ahead going into week 6, if I had a good 5 weeks, maybe even sprinkle in some baseball or something, make a pick with the baseball, I would take week 6 off. I just don't like week 6. Week 6 is like week 13 to me. But anyway, we're going to do our best with this because we looked it over, and we looked it over heavy because I looked at the record going in. This is when we got to start being us on the third floor. We got to start making some picks because we got burned. I wrote it up so far in the 5 weeks versus the spread. We have lost 8 games on the hook. 8 games by the hook. Unfreaking believable. Anyway, that's how we're doing. We're not out of the ballpark yet. So again, if you're here, like, follow, share, sub wherever you're watching. If you're here on Rumble watching, drop in the live chat, say hello. Just hey, I'm from wherever. Be good to hear from you. Appreciate it. You want to put a rant in there? We appreciate that too. We appreciate you stopping by. And what we're going to do is we're going to get on with our week 6 picks. For week 6 in the NFL, here we go. All right, we already took one and we're already lost. But what a way to start the show with a loser. Freaking Seattle lost to the freaking 49ers. By no surprise, not surprised that they lost to the Niners. But anyway, we had them +3. That didn't help. 47.5 was the over/under. We took the over, so we're 1-0 in the over, and already 0-1 going into Sunday. But on Sunday we're going to rebound the Bucks. I'm taking the Bucks -2.5. Look, Carr's out. He's done. I wasn't afraid of the Saints. I'm still not afraid of the Falcons. What you seen against the Falcons on Thursday night was not football by any means. Again, this was like Denver. We didn't show up. But this time, what I think happened is the coaching staff forgot to show up. And they put some substitutes in because I don't know who the fuck was calling those plays for Tampa. On offense and on defense, none of it made any sense. Look, let Baker loose. Let him loose. He's having a phenomenal year. Don't stop him now. Just cut him loose a little bit. I tell you, I called 2 shots and it worked. And it was both of them was Godwin over the middle. That seems to be his new thing. He likes Godwin over in that slant. You got to take the shot up the field with Evans. Come on, the guy is a first ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. He's at I think he's close to 300 yards already going into week 5. He's a little off pace for 1,000, but he'll be there. I mean, if cut Baker loose, cut Aaron Rodgers loose. That's another thing about the Jets, real quick. They had an opportunity here when they got rid of the coach. They should have got rid of Hackett too, but to keep it Hackett, and they demoted him, put the other guy in calling the plays. Look, let Aaron Rodgers call plays. Do it that way. See how that works. I bet you'd do a lot better. Anyway, I'm taking the Bucks minus 2.5, 42.5 over under. We're taking the over on that one. The London game. We're going to take the Bears minus 2.5. 44.5 is the over under. We're going to take the under. Then we got the Packers minus 5. We'll take the Pack minus 5. 49.5 over under. We're going to go over on that one. We have the Colts minus 1. 43.5 over under. We'll take the under there. Now the Eagles coming back off of their bye. They're minus 8.5. I'm taking them. Give me the Eagles minus 8.5. 43.5 is the over under. To me, if you're giving a team 8.5, there's going to be some scoring. 43.5 seems like a low number for that. It's kind of it's a bait game, but we're going to take the over in that. This I think is the better of the week. Texans minus 7 at 37.5. So we're going to take the Texans minus 7.5, 37.5 over under. We're going to take the over there. Washington, we'll take Washington plus 6.5. The over under is 52.5. We'll go under there. We got Denver. We'll take Denver plus 3. The over under 35.5. We'll go over. We got Pittsburgh minus 3. We'll take that. That's a 36.5 over under. We'll take the over in that one. Then we'll take the Panthers plus 7. We'll take the Panthers plus 7 because I think this is where the Panthers start their move to start to fuck with our division. And thank God it's Atlanta, and Atlanta's got some issues going on right now. So I'm going to take the Panthers plus the 6. The over under is 47.5. We're going to go under. This is going to be one of those games. I'm telling you. I said it earlier. The Panthers are dead. They're out of it. The only teams they're going to fuck with are Atlanta, Tampa, and New Orleans. Fuck with those two. Starting this week, we're fine. I ain't going to worry about the Panthers for quite some time. Not until the end of the season. For some reason, they like putting us at the end of the year. So Panthers plus 6, over under 47.5. We're taking the under. Detroit coming off the bye. We'll take Detroit minus 3.5 with a 52.5 over under. We'll take the over 52.5. Your Sunday night game is the Giants. We'll take the Giants plus 3.5, 48.5 over under. We'll go under. Your Monday night game, Jets Bills. Give us the Jets 2.5, 41.5 over under. We'll take the over. Your teams that are off this week are Kansas City, which means half the refs are off too. Kansas City, the Rams, the Dolphins, and the Vikings. Interesting bye week there for the Vikings. Again, we talked about a team that was clicking. They go on a bye. What happens to them? But what about a team that's folding? So we're going to find that out with the Eagles, who are struggling, couldn't wait to get the bye, and Detroit was thumping and they had the bye. So we'll see what happens there. And again, with the Vikings being undefeated and then getting a bye at 6 when you're clicking on all cylinders, that could hurt. That could hurt. But we'll see how much that affects them come week 7. Just to take a quick peek at week 7. The off teams are the Bears and Cowboys. So they're off on week 7. When I looked into week 8, just taking a peek at week 8, there's no bye week. Nobody's off in week 8. So be ready for a full slate of football come week 8. I like that. So I delayed the show because there was so much to look at, man. There was so much going on, and I really wanted to hear what was going to happen with Aaron Rodgers because I knew one of the questions going to be up. Did he have anything to do with the firing? Which he flatly denied. He said they are falsely erroneous. or some big word like that. I don't know. He used some big terminology word, but yeah. So there you go. Week 6 picks are in the books. Week 5 is in the books. Like I said, we were 7-7 with the 14 game schedule. Another 14 game schedule next week there's 15 games. Like I said, 2 teams off. But week 6 is heating up to be the feel. That's why I never like week 6, man. It's when teams started making adjustments or started making, I think there probably would have been a trade or two by now, but nothing happening. What's his name from the Raiders? Adams. He's still out there. I mean, why are we letting this cat hang? I mean, the Raiders going in. I think they were hoping for like a first round or a second round, but he ain't worth it. He's like more of maybe a fourth round, third round best, late third round, mid fourth round, somewhere around there. How bad do you want out? Just get the fuck out, opt out, redo your contract, start over. You're not guaranteed the next 2 years aren't guaranteed. There's only 13-7 left, and there's plenty of teams with cap room that can make it. The Jets being one of them. Personally, Tampa Bay, we don't need them. We really don't need them. So we'll pass on that one. But I'd like to see the cat now. He is listed as. I think he's listed as questionable this week. So, well, we'll find out. Yeah, so Geno Smith, by the way, tonight had 312 yards. He was 30 for 52 with a touchdown, 2 interceptions. Birdie was 18 for 28 for 255, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Kittle had 58 yards, 2 touchdowns. Well, I would definitely say that they outrushed them. 228 yards to 52. Holy shit! 10 carries, 99 yards. Isaac Guerrero. Anyway, so the Niners are back to what are they? They're back to 500 now. They're 500. Yeah, they're 500. Seahawks are 500. So they just tightened it up. Now you got that win over them. So that definitely don't help matters. That definitely doesn't help matters when you lose them division games. That's a bad one. That ain't one you want to normally do. It's not a good look. But yeah, looking at coming into week 6 here. Yeah. What are the Jets going to do, man? I can't wait for this game on Monday night now. It's just fun. I haven't been this excited for the Jets in a long, long time. And I just get excited for Jets. I'm more sympathetic to a Jet fan than I am to a Giant fan, as I am more sympathetic to nobody in baseball. I ain't sympathetic to anybody in baseball, man. There's only one team in baseball, and that's the Yankees. And so, while are we talking about that? What a segue, huh? Not bad, huh? I tell you, I wish I got paid for this shit. Anyway, so talking about baseball. Like I said, the Yankees won 3-1 tonight. Cole went 7, gave up 6, 1 run, an earned run, struck out 4. He didn't walk anybody. Waka, he went 4 2/3, 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 2 strikeouts, and a walk. Luke Weaver got the save. The Yankee bullpen is yet to be scored upon, which is pretty interesting. And that was probably the only thing that I wasn't going to question about them in the playoffs. Everything else, absolutely. They're not looking good. They're not looking like. I'm looking at this lineup and I'm like, this guy ain't that. This guy ain't threatening. This guy ain't threatening. I'm a Yankee fan, but I'm a realist. We might get what we don't want And if the Tigers come to town, baby, we're in for a brawl. We're in for a brawl because that's going to be some serious baseball being played. The unfortunate part is they have a manager. We don't. We have a guy that sits in there and just chews his gum and blows bubbles. The replay from last night. How do you not go out and argue that? Like, all right, guys, I get it, but what are you looking at? The, what his expression and the way he held himself on that call when it got overturned by just raising his eyebrows, like what, dude? Even if they overturned it, you guys are dying. You guys are dying. You got nothing. You're stale as a fucking bread. Go out and have a fucking argument. Get thrown. Get tossed. Get your guys fired up. Get something happening. No, not Boone. He just wants to sit there and blow bubbles. I can't have confidence like I've had in the past with Yankee teams because every Yankee team has been led by a manager who fucking knows how to manage and manages a baseball game. Doesn't sit there and go, all right, what's the book say? What are we doing here? What are we doing? Fuck all that bullshit, man. Torre had a brain thrust around and would passed on it to Girardi, the same thing, guys before him. Boone, I don't know how this guy's held this job this long. I don't know how he's held this job this long, man. I really don't. And Judge is becoming a very, very sad story in the postseason. He is. He's becoming a very, very sad statistical story, which Bob Costas seems to love. Bob Costas seems to love fucking ragging on Aaron Judge. I mean, I don't know what happened to him or what's wrong with him. I mean, even today, I mean, blowing that call. I mean, dude, what are you talking about? Changing the pitcher in the middle of an at bat? You're right there. You got the best angle in the fucking house, and you can't see that you're not fucking around with Stanton in that position. What are you, crazy, Bob? Bob, what are you doing? Are you watching the game? You paying a fucking attention? Well, here's something you don't see. A guy coming out and then fucking, here comes, what's his name with the save? That's because they walked him. Oh, I didn't see. Yeah. It's 3-1. You're not, what do you, if you're going to throw Stanton a fastball anywhere in the strike zone, somewhere in the strike zone. To what? Hope he fouls it off or hope he swings and misses? Come on. Bob. He said goodbye today. Maybe that was one of his last games he's ever doing. Thank God, man. Holy shit. Bob Costas used to be on the ball, man. I don't know. The last few nights with him, man, has been rough. I don't know. He's kind of hard to listen to. Give me Michael Kay. I'd rather listen to Michael Kay call the game. But yeah, the Yankees, the question marks are Judge, obviously. Starting pitching, man. I mean, where do we go from here? I mean, thank God Cole had a good night. I mean, that was a good one. Cole looked like Cole. What'd I say? 7 innings, 6 hits, 1 run, an earned run, no walks, 4 strikeouts. I mean, that's a good way to start it. But there we go. Sorry about that. But yeah, there you go. But yeah, I mean, the question mark is, I mean, the bullpen looks fucking fantastic, man. I mean, it really does. The bullpen looks absolutely fantastic. The question marks, like I said, are Judge, the defense. I don't know. I'm not sold on Verdugo. I'm sorry. I am not sir. I'm not sold on him, man. I don't like him. Soto's a beast. Austin Wells with a little bit more maturity, he's going to be just fine. I like this kid. I like Austin Wells. He's going to be just fine. He looks the part of a Yankee catcher. He really, really, really does. He really does look like a Yankee catcher. He's got that look about him, that Munson look kind of thing going, which is good. But yeah, I'm not going to say they snuck through this round, They, they didn't walk through it. I'll tell you that. They didn't walk through it. You know, they earned it. But I don't think it should have been. I don't think any of these games should have been close. To be honest with you, I mean, it shouldn't have been. It just shouldn't have been. It shouldn't have been. But it was, and it's over. And now we're on our way. And who are we going to play? We're going to play the Tigers. Or we're going to play the Guardians. Well, after today, now you're going back to Cleveland. I'm sticking with Detroit here, man. I don't want to play Detroit. I don't want to play Detroit, man. Because I'll tell you one thing, man. If the Yankees draw Detroit, that's gonna be one hell of a fucking series. One hell of a series. I mean, that would be really impressive. The Guardians, not I don't know. Guardians, I think that's the key to the Yankee getting into the World Series is Cleveland coming in because I think we can handle Cleveland. They're not as scary as Detroit, but if Cleveland should sneak in, I'd be a little bit more confident getting into the World Series. But then you got to look at the National League and go, holy shit, the Mets are the best team in baseball since June. Right? They were 11 out. No, they were 11 under. They were 11 under, 516 games out. And now they're in the National League Championship Series waiting. They're waiting for the Padres and Dodgers to finish slugging it out. I cannot believe I'm saying that here in October. I cannot believe that sentence came out. The Mets are in the National League Championship waiting for the winner of the Padres and the Dodgers. That is amazing. They manhandled their way through the rest of this season. Like, even I'm impressed. I mean, I cannot stand the Mets. I don't dig the Mets, but I love the game of baseball, and you got to give this devil his due when it happens. And guess what? It happened. There they are. Pretty crazy, man. But yeah, the Mets are insane. They are playing baseball, man, all the way around. And Francisco Lindor looks like Maury Wills out there, man. God bless them, though. Hey, God bless the Mets. I hope they get a good run. A possibility of a Subway Series. Here it is, folks. It's in our hands. It's up to them. But then, always remember one thing about this. The Yankees have something and the other teams don't have. And that's Aaron Boone. So don't get too worried about the Yankees. Unless they fucking duct tape them and leave them in the locker room and take care of the game themselves. But anyway, yeah. Dodgers and Padres in a huge series. They're slugging it out back and forth, back and forth. They're having a good time beating the hell out of each other, which is cool. And that's pretty much what a series should be like, man. That's pretty much, there's a lot going on in that series. You got guys throwing balls at managers and shit. The Yankees cleared out tonight. A little meeting, sort of speaking of the bullpens and the infield there. That was pretty interesting. But then again, the guy on Kansas City, Garcia, it was a dirty play. And I thought Volpe responded professionally, man. Hey, cool, man. Just tap him, whatever he's saying to him in Spanish. If he was saying in Spanish, I wish there were some lip readers out there. If you know one or heard of one, man, put it in the comments. But yeah, I would love to know what he said. And then Chaz, man. Chaz ain't taking no shit from nobody, man. He called him, I think his quote today was after the game was sore losers. He's a sore loser. Well, there you go. Sticks and stones. Yeah, Chaz is a little bit of I like that kid, man. I like that. I like that fire and roaring and shit like that, man. So, what are you gonna do? But yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. A lot going on. Anyway, yeah, dirty play. Sorry, I'm not gonna give it. I was thinking of like, yeah, But no, I'm thinking about the stare down after he got up and he looked Volpe like, like what, dude? That you don't need that shit here. You don't need that shit. I played enough ball. No, that's fucking that's bullshit. Keep that shit in the fucking out. Don't even put that shit in Sandlot. Want to play the game? Play the game. I don't care if you go in hard, man, but you ain't gotta come up like you're going like you want to punch somebody in the fucking face. You know, because you're losing. Even if you're winning, still overall, it's just a fucking plain cocky fucking bullshit. That's why I don't know. Maybe I'm still bitter from the fucking '70s with George Brett. They showed too much George Brett in the fucking. They talked too much about George Brett in this series. It kind of fired me up. Um, I'm a Nettles guy. Nettles is my idol. So yeah, I don't think George Brett. And I don't like hearing all that shit in interviewing. Oh, by the way, which leads me to this. They did ask Nettles for an interview. TBS asked Nettles to come on for an interview. You know what he told them? Nobody gives a shit. Just watch the game. That's what he told him. That's why he's my man. Get the fuck out of here and watch the game. Got nothing to say. Already said what he said. We beat him, and we won a World Series that year. I don't have to say anything else. So there you go. Great being a Yankee fan. You always get the last word. So, hey, if you're just tuning in or if you're watching on the replay or whatever, you heard me earlier, but hey, just in case someone's dropping in, say hello in the live chat. Drop a rant if you want. Tell us where you're from. Say hello. Glad to have you. Thanks for stopping in. And thank you for stopping in. And like I said, just drop your name in the chat. Put your picks in there. See what's going on. So, yeah. So we got the week six picks in. We talked some football. We talked some baseball. We talked a little bit of other bullshit. My hearts and prayers are out to everybody in Florida, the whole South. I'll just say it that way. My prayers are out to the South because they're getting fucked up. They're getting hit left and right with hurricanes and shit like that. I just hope everybody's safe out there. And if anybody's watching who has anybody down there in Florida or anywhere down in them areas, my heart's out to you. I hope everybody's okay. I hope everybody survived. I wanted to say that also. So yeah. So look for the Yankees moving on. We'll see. It depends. We'll have a show coming up. Talking some more baseball playoffs as this give it a chance to wrap up. We'll wait for the Dodgers and Padres to finish it up. They finish up tomorrow night regardless. And I think Tuesday night is the American League, I believe. I think it's Tuesday. I think Tuesday everything starts. I'm not sure. I have to look at the schedule. All I know is Sunday is football. And we got a lot of football coming up. We got a lot of important games. We got a lot of teams. Let's see which way we're going to go. We got a new coach in the house in the Meadowlands going on. Imagine that your first game as head coach after a guy got fired coming back from London. You're on Monday Night Football against a division rival. Holy shit! You talk about pressure in New York. Oh my God, the Jets, man, they almost got to win this game. They almost got to win this game, or they'll be calling for everybody. They'll be calling for everybody's heads if they don't win. I'm sticking with you, Jets. I'm picking you. I'm telling you, Aaron Rodgers is the difference. Let's see what happens with this new coach going in. I wish him all the luck. I feel bad for the other guy, but it is business. But we do have to remember, man, the guy does have a family. Kids got to go to school, shit like that. So you got to keep that in the back of your mind, too. I'm sure a lot of Jet fans are ecstatic and doing headstands this morning. But I'm sure after they think about it, they go, yeah, the guy, he's out of here, but holy shit, poor guy might have to move and all this other. But that's a part of the game we don't all think about. Maybe we should once in a while. So anyway, all right, we're going to get up on out of here. And what is today? Today is Thursday, October 10th. Today is my wonderful wife's birthday. Yes, 10-10. A lovely bride. Yeah, so it's her birthday. We celebrated and all this other happy horse shit. So anyway, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you. Keep an eye out. We got stuff coming up. Like I said, here on the third floor. What do we got coming up? Boy, we got a lot to We got a lot to do. Yeah, we got a lot of things coming up, man. Don't forget, we got some. We're working on some other stuffs behind the scenes. Like I said, we do have some merchandise coming, which you should be here shortly, and we'll be able to show you that, and we'll be able to sell you some stuff. And in the meantime, if you'd like to help the show, please, like you see down there in the scroller, it's Cash App $ Victor Valenti 820 or PayPal at Victor Valenti 820. Appreciate everything. Get a shout out for sure. Like I said, we got some little stuff coming, so I'm thinking about you give a rant or something else like that there. We can reward you with something. So we're gonna come up with some little trinkets and little knick-knack kind of things. But we do have a lot of crazy things planned, guests coming up, and other things like that. It does take time. It does take money. So can't can't do it without that, man. Thank God air is free. Even that I'm wondering about. But anyway, yeah. So if you can help the show, if you're watching a replay, appreciate you watching a replay and checking us out. Our Rumble numbers are really, really, really good. I'd love to keep these Rumble numbers solid. They are doing much better in the YouTube. This is much better format. I'm glad I'm on Rumble now. I do simulcast to YouTube, and later on I'll pass it on over to X. We'll get our X in there soon too. I'm gonna have to add that into the scroll. But yeah, so like I said, if you're just stopping in, getting ready to end the show, drop something in the chat if you would like. Nothing going on in the live chat. Okay. I always like to know where people are from, man. I like, I don't, you stop by. I do it all the time. I cruise. Like when I'm done here, I'm gonna cruise to a whole bunch of channels on Rumble and just go check it out. I'll give it a minute, read it. Looks interesting, man. I like it, and boom, I follow. That's all. I just do that and move on. And if it comes up, my notices and shit like that, or I go back, I find it and go, check it out. It's a brotherly thing, man. I drop by you, I'm definitely going to give you a follow, and I'm definitely going to give you a like. So if you're in, get the like, get the follow, YouTube, subscribe, like, share, like, rant, rumble, rant, live chat, YouTube, subscribe. I don't know. Just you guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, and follow. That's what I need you to do. But again, whoever the audience is coming in, the numbers are looking good here on Rumble. I really, really appreciate you. If I can just come up with a steady schedule, man, I'd love to drop a show on a scheduled time all the time. And I'm working hard on that. But we'll keep it up and probably going to get a little bit more steadier next week. I got a lot of shit done this week behind the scenes, so I could have a little bit more time. I don't like rushing my research, and I don't like rushing the show. So I like to keep it going where I don't have to rush it. I like to give the best show I can, and that's what I like to do. And I hope I'm doing that. And like I said, if you're liking it, man, hit the like, man, hit the like, and the follow. The follow is always good. Appreciate the follow. And just to let's see. Like I said, hey, I'm going to start dropping in subscriptions, places to go hang out and check out if you would like. Johnny Basement, he's over there on YouTube. He does reactions, live reactions, Yankees, Rangers, Knicks. He'll do a Monday night game or a Thursday night game. He'll do something important. Like I said, you hang out in the basement over there with Johnny and the boys. You'll hang out with some boys from down under who are extremely into footy. Australian rules football, which is pretty cool. I went in when I first hung out. I was looking around. I was checking shit out and everything. I was like, yeah, they're into this. So I went and checked out. And I picked the team just out of the clear blue. I don't know nothing. I picked the Swans. Well, they went to the finals and lost. And they lost to the team that the other guy liked. So apparently, two Americans know what they're talking about in footy, even if we don't know. But yeah, it's a really cool game. And like I said, if you're just getting in here and you're stopping in, drop something in the live chat, say hello, who you are, where you're from. That's what I'm trying to find out. Also, where's everybody from? Just if you don't want to say hi, just put where you're from. I mean, whatever. And then we just want to know where our audience is going and stuff. And we really appreciate you. I mean, really, really do. And like I said, it takes a lot behind the scenes, more than you would imagine. It's more than just hitting the button here. A lot of research, a lot of stuff going on. But clearing up time, and pretty sure by next week we might be able to get on on a good, steady schedule to bring the show at a consistent time on a consistent day. I'm not worried about time or length of the show. That's one thing, but I want to be more consistent with the time and the day. So I think by next week we can come up with it. Um, Saturday, I definitely have a show coming up. We have election night. You don't want to miss the election night bong session. Yeah, election night bong session special. You don't want to miss it. Hey, if you like getting high, come on and hang out and get high with us and watch the election results like nobody else. You could always go back and watch the other guys later. You know, you can go back and watch PVD and Bongino and Tucker and Mug Club. Hey, shout out to Mug Club. I dig Mug Club. I really do. I like Mug Club. That's pretty cool. Anyway, so again, I see we got some people in here. Want to say hi? Hey, how you doing? Like I said, okay, like, follow, do all that fun stuff. Look for us coming up Saturday, sometime on Saturday. Well, if you follow, you'll know when we're coming on. I'll put it to you that way. I'll put it to you that way. If you come on, you'll find. If you follow us, you'll find out when we're on. Again, I appreciate everybody hanging out. And again, real quick for week 6, we got Seattle, Tampa Bay, Packers, Bears, Colts, Eagles, Washington, Texans, Denver, Pittsburgh, the Panthers, the Lions, the Giants, and the Jets. Kansas City, the Rams, Dolphins, and Vikings are all off this week. So I'm sure they'll be having fun wherever they're at. Oh, so okay. Until next time, my fellow Earthlings, or people of Earth, however you want to put it. Anyway, no, we really enjoyed bringing you the show. We'll see you in a couple days. Like I said, keep an eye out. Follow us, and you'll find out when we're coming up Saturday. I'm not even going to tell you what the show is going to be about Saturday until you see it. And I think that's it. Yeah, no more plugs. No, I got nobody to plug. Okay. So, as we get out of here, always remember when it comes to the third floor, remember to bowl up, to bong up, and then beam on up to the third floor podcast. We'll be hanging out, waiting for you. We'll just be back here, sitting, hanging out, in time and space. Peace, people.